Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here. Oh, we've got sound working again, and welcome back to Sam's Trains Live. We're on episode 2 and I've got quite an exciting stream for you today. Obviously I'm going to be running lots of trains and I've got some set up for you already, so we'll get these going in just a second. I'll be taking your requests, I've got your photos and artwork to show, and more importantly I am going to be building an N-scale layout, one that I can make permanent, that I can get out for every N-scale review and use to properly test the models rather than trying to set it up on that table every time. I think it'll ruin the fish plates eventually. But we'll get onto that in just a moment. I'm also going to be doing a Q&A later on in part 2 of the stream, so if you do have any questions or if you can think of any interesting questions, keep those in your mind and we will have that Q&A in the second part of the stream. But how is everybody doing? I want to thank the super chatters already. We've had one from William Town, Sideways 66779, Mega Train Lover, and also Terence Priestley. So thank you so much for those requests. If you'd like to support the channel and submit a request, you can do that via the super chat, which is the little $ in the bottom of the chat. And if you send £5 or the equivalent in your currency, you can pick any train in my collection and, well, any loco, any rolling stock, and I'll run those for your little minute of fame on the live stream. But how are people doing? Let's have a look. We've got Adam Ruston, who is excited for Wally tomorrow. Yeah, we got anybody else going to Wally? Me and Chloe will be there. Luke's Locomotives is here, greeting to you. Joe and Marion are here. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, that's lovely. Joshua W56, I'm doing very well, thank you. I hope you are as well. Thank you to Nebula Nova, really appreciate that, thank you. Mindless Shark, hello to you. Trigger Warning 9, hello to you as well. Derek says the Bachmann Scarloey review is going to be real soon. Is that right? Are you doing that, or are you predicting that I will do that? I mean, in theory, now that I have N-scale track, I could do that, couldn't I? But I don't have plans right now, spoiler alert, but maybe someday. Matthew Damon, hello to you as well. LK Bricks live sounds exciting. Yes, I do love the live streams. They're always a lot of fun, so welcome if this is your first one. Christopher Dennis Mayer, hi Sam, it's good to see you. It's good to see you as well. I hope you enjoy the stream. And also Memistry Shack, hopefully I said that right. Hello to you too. Prince House is here. James Hodgson, I'm very good. I hope you are as well. And Mitchell's in the house as well. I will definitely do more shout outs and such later on. I should also say, if there are any birthdays in the house, you can super chat for any amount and I will play the horrifying birthday song for you. And if you come up with a particularly creative request today, I'm going to send you this. So the best request of the night is going to get a brand new Oxford LNER van. And these are lovely things. So there you have it. Another Oxford wagon. That's going to be a bit of a theme for this series, I think. I've got quite a few Oxford wagons. I just saw one from XRCon42, thank you very much, Maud with mixed freight. So I'll be getting the DCC controller out at some point as well. And also Robert Sparks, I almost missed you there, thank you so much. Right, let's get some trains running then. And to start with, we've got requests from, who are they from? Let's see. They are from Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5, who wanted to see a B12, one coach from each of the big 4 companies, a BR coach and an LNER brake van. So we've got that. Let's get that one started. That's the Hornby B12, a very fine model. And then we've got a request from David Mattox on the middle line. This was to see a Bachmann Ginty with a pre-grouping coach from both Hornby and Hattons. So we've got the Hornby one there, Hattons one there. And then a Rapido gunpowder van, 2 Hornby coke hoppers, and the dance hall brake van. So off that goes, exactly as requested. And then Sharky McSharknose wanted me to recreate the London Necropolis Railway with an N7, a coffin wagon, and a first class Southern coach, and a third class Southern coach. And you did want another coffin wagon on this train, but I actually only kept one for myself. So obviously I can only run one of those, but Sharky, hopefully that's okay. So let me set this camera going. We'll see how this goes on. Hendrick Motorsports fan, you very generous person. Thank you so much. I will get to your request as well. 5 Nights of Cheese says cool. Well, that's lovely. Thank you very much. Greetings from Ohio to Gage Blymer. Lovely to hear from you. I hope things are well in Ohio. Chris McIntyre, yes, I am indeed going to Whalley tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. Last year was a really good time, and I can't wait to see what there is on display next time, or tomorrow. And yeah, me and Chloe will be there, so if you spot us, say hi, and if you go in, let us know in the chat. It's going to be a really good time, I can't wait. And yeah, obviously there'll be a video as well. I'll take the camera down and we'll see what we can see. TMD R&M says, greetings Samuel. Greetings to you, TMD R&M. I don't have a Poncia version of your name to use, unfortunately, so you got me there. PRR573 is fed up already by the looks of it. He's saying goodbye. Well, goodbye. I'll see you soon. J&W wants a shout out for Bubbles. Yeah, there you go. And Chris Mainline, hello to you too. Caleb Chan, thank you very, very much. Greetings from San Francisco, California. Could you please run the Bachmann Henry pulling 7 Eves model gondolas? I'm sure we'll be able to manage that. And a toad at the back. Thank you, Caleb. I will certainly give that a try. Alex, I'm doing great. I hope you are as well. J&W wishes they could go to Whalley, but they live in the States. Yeah, that is quite a long way to travel, isn't it? Yeah, certainly a long way to go. For those who don't know, it's in Birmingham here in the UK, so not exactly a quick trip if you're in the States. But that's why I do the videos. You know, not a lot of people can visit, but I'll film the most important things that are there, and then you'll be able to see them on the channel. So yeah, there's no big worry. I'll be able to show you the highlights. Okay. Let's bring some of this stuff back. There we go. Let's take the Train of the Dead off the track first while we wait for the outer line to come back home. I think what I'll do for the DCC sound requests is I will save those for next week so that I can set up the controller properly and do those justice. Because I know I've got a couple, so yeah, this sounds like a good time to set up the DCC sound controller and do those. So yeah, requests first come, first served. If I don't get them done in this stream, don't worry, I certainly won't forget you. I do go through after the stream and look at all the requests I've had, and those that I didn't get done will be done next week, and yeah, every single one will, so that's good. Right, let me just shift these out the way, and then we will get on and we'll talk about N-Scale. So hopefully you liked the first N-Scale review on the Sam'sTrains channel. That was really exciting. And I've been planning that for a little while. I saw that Bachmann train set announced, and I had it pre-ordered basically. So it's been on the cards for me for a little while, but obviously I didn't tell any of you guys that it was happening. So that's happened, and I've bought a few more N-Gauge locos. They are under wraps at the moment. I'm not going to reveal what those are, but when the time comes to review them, obviously I'll need some track to run them on. And like I said earlier on, I don't want to just set it up on this table because it's just going to ruin the fish plates. So I need a permanent N-Scale track to run my N-Scale locos and rolling stock on. So my plan is to build a 2-track N-Scale layout in the middle of my TT layout, and then I can pull this up the loft just like I do with the TT track, and then I've got something to test it on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an outer line with my Bachmann track that came from the sets. These are second radius curves, and then I've bought some other curves to make an inside line. So I've started a little bit of the work already, and I've put these points in. These are Pico points. These points cost £13 each, I think, so they were quite expensive. These little short straights, well, they're called standard straights. I bought 4 of those. Those are £2 each. This one didn't come with a fish plate on it, so I can't use those, unfortunately. So that's naughty Pico on that one, but it is what it is. And I've already taken the liberty of wiring up these points. Hopefully you'll be quite pleased with the way I've done that. I don't think you can see the wires, can you? It's perfectly clean. So, you know, one day when I want to do a layout with some scenery, I now know how to wire up track so that there is no visible wire, which is really good. So I'm going to build this second radius curve first, and incidentally I know there might be some locos that might not work ever so well on my inside line here, my first radius, and that's fine. As far as I know, well, as far as I hope, most of them will work on... Have I got this right? That looks a little bit dodged, doesn't it? No, I just need to push the pieces together a bit better. Yeah, hopefully most of the locos will work all right on... Oh, that's weird. Yeah, hopefully that's right. Yeah, hopefully most of them will work on second radius, but we'll see how that goes. Now, I expected track pins to be sort of universally compatible, and it looks as though the Pico ones are, but the track pins I have in stock are a bit too big to fit through the holes on these Pico track pieces, so I'm not going to be pinning this down today, which is probably a good job, because that would take a really long time and it would be boring. But what I'm hoping to do is get this track finished so that I can at least demo it for you. And has that gone together right? Yeah, I think so. And get some trains running, just make sure that it's all going to run smoothly. So let's see if I've got this right. Hopefully this makes a complete circuit. Yeah, that seems to. Yeah, that looks good, doesn't it? So that's basically what I got with the Bachmann set, except that obviously there's some points here now leading to an inside line. So let's do that. I'm still going to need my double straight over here. So let's figure out how much this has cost me then. So I didn't have to, well, I did have to pay for it, but I didn't have to buy this outer line because obviously that was already in my possession from the review I did. So I had to buy a couple of points, the first radius curves and some straights, and that ended up costing me £10, £20, £30, £40, almost £50. So that's not particularly inexpensive, is it? I mean, it's going to be about the same as a 00. I'm not exactly sure of that because I've not built any 00 track for a while. So I don't know really what the prices are at this moment in time, but I can't imagine it being much more expensive than that. So it's certainly not a cheap endeavour by any means, but you know, the Pico track, if it's anything like the O-gauge track that I bought, it is quality stuff and hopefully it will last some time. So that's something, I should say. I'm sure the Bachmann track is fine as well. But I did notice that just now when I was putting these together, the Pico stuff seems to slot together more difficultly, which is probably not a word actually. Did I make that word up? Which seems like a bad thing, but obviously if you're having to put more pressure onto the fish plates to push them together, that means they're making a better electrical contact and they're going to grip each other better. So yeah, it seems as though the Pico fish plates are pretty good when they fit them. That straight, that's £2 wasted there on that straight. I don't think I'll be petty enough to send it back, but I suppose I could be, couldn't I? But it doesn't matter. I was going to make it a little bit wider, at least one of the lines, but I won't do that now. It doesn't really matter. All right, is that going to fit? Hopefully it will. And I've got my Bachmann pannier tank waiting in the wings, and I'll put that on and give this a test once it's all together. And then next week, when my new fish plates arrive, I've bought some Pico ones which look like they're going to be finer. I will use them and pin it all down, and I think I'll have to do some straightening here as well, won't I, just to make sure all the spacing looks right. But yeah, that looks like it's going to work. It looks as though, broadly speaking, the two brands of track have married together quite nicely. It's not something you should really do, but I looked at the sort of geometry of them and I couldn't see any reason why not. So yeah, we'll go for it. So I think that will want some fettling. It's triggering my OCD slightly that the spacing isn't exactly identical, but hopefully that will work well enough for a bit of a test. So let me pull in a controller and we'll just quickly test both of the lines, and I'll also be interested to see how well the pannier works on the first radius curves from Pico. So I'm not sure, oh, I should be sure actually, I haven't labelled my power inputs yet, so I don't actually know which line I'm plugged into. It might be this one though. Oh, nope, it isn't. So it must be this one. And the other thing I want to try is how it gets on over points. Alright, so it's currently on the Bachmann track, and we've got power, which is good. So we know the pannier is okay on the Bachmann track, although it's jerking a bit, isn't it? Maybe it needs to warm up. Right, let's open up the point and see if I can push it through. Not tried these points yet, obviously. Oh, did I do that? I may have just literally set that point wrong. Well, the loco derailed anyway. That was silly. Schoolboy error. Let's try again. Yeah, I must have just set it wrong. Okay, so we're on to the first radius. Let me just plug in now to the inside line. Really, I need a quad controller here, and then I could run 4 trains at the same time, 2 in N scale and 2 in TT. Oh dear. That pannier's not looking so hot, is it now? I mean, it wasn't that long since I filmed the review, folks. It was only last week. So maybe it'll need a bit of a run in, I don't know. But it's not coming off the track, so hopefully that means it's going to be compatible, and it should be. And I know quite a lot of Dapol's N-gauge locos seem to be rated for first radius. I mean, if you think about it, if this was 00 scale, would this be the same as 00's first radius? That's an interesting question. Anyway, that looks fine. Yep, jolly good, jolly good. Right, and the pannier seems happier now, doesn't it? So there we go. If anybody knows of another scale, like Z scale or something like that, that might fit in the middle of my N scale, then maybe that's something I should try and do. Maybe challenge myself to see how many gauges I can fit around it. But yeah, there we go. So I've now got 2 different gauges on the same baseboard. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So hopefully that will mean that I can test N scale locos properly now. So great. And obviously now I've got a bit more track to give them a proper run around, so that's good as well. Right, so thank you so much to everybody who sent in. Should have known this would have happened. Yes, thank you to everyone who sent in a generous request last week. And obviously I did a lot of them on the stream last week, but I've still got quite a lot of them to do today. So here comes the first lot of awesome requests from last week. Up first, we have a request from Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5, who wanted to see the Bachmann Gordon hauling some Pullmans and then the dynamometer coach on the back. And I think Gordon deserves a virtual round of applause for this, because look at him powering up Gordon's Hill with all those coaches. We got 7 coaches there. That's quite amazing. So congrats, Gordon. Thank you for your excellent service. Then we've got an interesting military request from Beaglington-on-Sea, so thank you so much to you. You wanted to see the Fell with the railgun, which I've had to put at the back for reasons of couplings, the Silver Bullet, a Warwell, a gunpowder wagon, and an ambulance coach in the green. So what an awesome combination that is. Mix of different eras, but all roughly from a military style. So that's awesome. Thank you so much, Beaglington. And then Williamtown made a lovely request to see a Hall class. Usually when I get asked for a Hall, I'll run a Hornby one or something, but the Bachmann one that I'm running now has got the lovely Great Western lining on it. So that one is the one I picked for today. And that's got a long rake of Great Western coaches behind it. So thank you very much to Williamtown, Beaglington-on-Sea, and Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5 for those awesome first requests. Up next, you can probably tell we've got rather a cacophony occurring here in the loft. And that's because of Terence Priestley and his request for the Duke of Gloucester making some noise. So there we've got the Hornby TTS Duke of Gloucester, a very loud loco, one of the most vocal I've got, hauling a big train of Pullmans. So thank you very much, Terence. Malcolm Loud shows us what would happen if a Terrier double heads with an 08 shunter, and as you can see, the 08 shunter is defiantly running slowly while the Terrier tries to drag it along. And that's hauling a turbot wagon, some Stroudley coaches, and an auto coach. It's a very, very interesting consist, this. Certainly guaranteed never to have been done before, so thank you, Malcolm. And then we have another from Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5 who wanted to see Edward with 3 ocean wagons, 2 box vans, 1 tanker, and a towed brake van. So we're counting down to towed, I guess, which again is very nicely done. So thank you very much to Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5, Malcolm Loud, and also Terence Priestley. Some more very, very creative requests, as they all seem to be. Up next we have another DCC sound request, this time from Mega Train Lover, who asked for the Castle Class Earl of St. Germans. Well, that's a DCC sound logo too, so since I got the controller set up, why not have that? With 10 Mark 1 coaches, that looks lovely. Thank you so much, Mega Train Lover. Nice to see the Earl going again. It's great all my DCC locos have been resurrected now that I've got a better controller. Then A2020 Vision wanted to see Davy Crockett, that's the loco I restored. Still running beautiful. Look at the shine on that bodywork. Wow. With a string of brake vans so that it looks like some sort of transatlantic heritage excursion train, which is very, very interesting indeed. So that's another very creative one actually. Thank you, A2020 Vision. Up next we have a nameless Brit, sorry that you're nameless, who wanted to see a J50 bunker first. So yeah, that is hauling bunker first with 8 teaks. Seems like a large train for a small 060. Except of course the Hornby J50 is incredibly mighty, very, very powerful loco that, and so she handles those with ease. So a nameless Brit, A2020 Vision and Mega Train Lover, thank you so much to you guys, and we've got more requests coming up later on. Alright folks, thank you very much for those requests, awesome as always. And how is the chat? I know I've neglected this a little bit, so let's do some more shout outs. That was a rush, I was only just ready there, so if there was a delay, I apologise. Your mum says, try to get the Union Pacific Big Boy. That is one that I would love to get, for sure. I don't know if it's going to work on my track, but yeah, hopefully that is one I'll be able to try at some point, quite soon, maybe. That's amazing, just a simple N-gauge layout, says Alex. Yeah, that's right, some different radius curves, a little bit of point work. That's all I needed really, so yeah, I'm really pleased with that. It all seems to work, which is good, and I built it live on stream, so that's a nice little bit of sort of channel history, isn't it? The track that I put together for the first time live. Cavin's Kingdom, nice to see you. A4 Mallard is here, literally Mark. Sam, tell us why your hands are so big. Well, I guess I was just gifted, wasn't I? I always work hard with my hands, so I guess they're quite muscly. James in a runaway trucks, please. Now, says Senar Maiden. Blimey, people talk to me that way. I lost my free Wally ticket, says Team Steam Guy. How did you manage that? I would email whoever gave them to you and see if they can send you some more, or see if you can arrange to be admitted in at least. N-gauge news, K is fly, that's a good question. I am thinking about how I'll be able to bring in some N-gauge into the news. It's quite tricky obviously because the news videos do take a long time to make. They are very time consuming, so I have to be careful with what I include, but I think yes, an N-gauge section for major N-gauge news will definitely be in order, won't it? Do you have an A4 Nigel Gresley, says Toasty61? Yes, I do. It's quite an old one, but yeah, I do. I have at least one. Yes, I believe so. Sodor Dandaman, geez, 19 months already. Wow, thank you so much for your support. Suggestion for the TT board, layers of polystyrene to raise the N-gauge up, then T-gauge will fit in the N-gauge circuit or on another layer. Oh, interesting. What do you mean? Layers of polystyrene to raise the N-gauge up, and then T-gauge will fit in the N-gauge circuit. Oh, okay. But then wouldn't the, if the N-gauge layout was lifted up, wouldn't that then cover up the T-gauge on the inside? I'm not sure. But yes, I will definitely probably try and get another gauge in there one day. I've only just started N-gauge, so let's sort of get on with that first. But yeah, some people are saying Z scale. Lassie Yustad, sorry for that. Yeah, I think the Z scale would fit, wouldn't it? So that would be also. Chris McIntyre, I hope I can spot you at Wally and say hello. Yes, if you do, feel free to say hello. That would be awesome. I met so many people last year. It was fantastic. LK Bricks is really enjoying the live stream. Well, that's lovely to hear. Thank you so much. And don't forget, if you've got questions for me, I'm going to do a Q&A in the second part of this live stream. So stay tuned for that. Oh, we've still that reaction. Oh dear. Yeah, need to swivel this camera back around and I'll show you what's coming up next. So we've got some more requests here. The first one is from Hendrik again, so thank you so much, Hendrik. You wanted to see the Bachmann Henry with the Flying Kipper, so 4 vans, 2 tankers, 3 5-plankers and an LNER brake. I think the last few bits might be out of shot there, but they're set up. And then we've got one that I'm a bit worried about on the middle line, so I might start that one last. But it comes from Williamtown, thank you so much. All you can see is Pullmans, but at this end of the train there is a Tornado, so that's good to go. And then at this end of the train there is a banker in the form of a Class 47, and he wants me to call it the Highburns Flyer. So we'll try that in a moment, because you know, top and tailing, a little bit dangerous in model railways. And then Terence Priestley wanted to see a warship class hauling some Great Western coaches. So thank you so much, Terence. I'm fairly confident this one won't have a problem, but now that I've said that, maybe it will do. We shall see. All right, I think slow and steady will be necessary for this top and tailer. And it does look as though the train's under tension. Oh, well, it was. Now the 47's sped up. Oh dear. Well, we can only see what happens. So my concern is that the coaches on a curve are going to get pushed off the track, because that 47 may be going faster than Tornado is. I'm not sure, but that's possible. Seems alright so far. We're going to have to keep an eye on it. I suppose, knowing my luck, if something's going to go wrong, it'll happen back here, won't it? So keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully this is going to be fine. Last week I did get something stuck behind there, which was a right pain in the neck. The Hibernal Flyer, you mean? Oh, sorry, William, did I say the wrong name? Apologies for that. Well, yes, that's what I meant, yes. A2020, the USATC tank, pulling one of the Christmas turkeys. Yeah, sure, I've still got one each of those, I think. Yeah, so that's fine, I can do that. Thank you so much, no problem. I'm just going to write down the next few requests that we're going to do after the break. So I've got sideways 66779, so that's the next one I want to do. I think, so Mega Train Lover wants to see the Class 24 with sound, so I'm going to save that until I've got my DCC controller set up. And then XR Kun wanted Maud, so that's another one I'll save up. So we'll do another one from Hendrik, who had a couple, but we'll do the first one to start with. So that's Percy with 3 box fans. I'm talking slowly because I'm writing this down. 2 7-planks. I feel like I'm in a Chinese takeaway writing down orders. That's a good format for a model shop, actually, isn't it? 7-plank freight cars and an LNER brake van. Sure enough. LNER brake. Yeah, I could do that. Thank you very much. Oh, an XR Kun 42. This is a beautiful idea. The Johnson 1P and the LMS compound, double heading with a sizable rake of LMS coaches. That's a gorgeous idea. Thank you very much. I look forward to doing that one for sure. Okay, and then we'll try Caleb's idea. Caleb Chan, who wanted Henry with 7 Eve model gondolas and then a toad at the back. So I'll have to look at the couplings for that and see how we get on. Hopefully that will work. I guess then, rather than going for a break, I'll try and do this live for you so that you can see what goes on behind the scenes when it comes to swapping around the requests. I think that's possibly a bit better, isn't it, than going to a break and playing that annoying music at you. So we'll do that. We'll bring some of these to a stop and I'll whip them off the track. Okay. Not bad. So thank you very much for those. Who am I thanking? Hendrik again, Williamtown and Terence Priestley. Thank you so much to you guys. Right, Henry has returned. Cheers, Henry, did a good job. I might leave parts of this Flying Kipper on the track actually, because we need some of that, don't we? My Chinese takeaway list tells me that we still need something like a Flying Kipper. I think the warship train can probably come off though, can't it? Yeah, so the 3 box vans is fine. I just need to replace the tankers and the 5-plankers. Oh, I'm speaking in rhyme. with a couple of 7 plankers, and then we should be good on that. And I'm absolutely thrilled and amazed about this top and tailer. It did not kick up a fuss. I kind of forgot that this was a dangerous situation, to be honest with you, because it just works so well. So that's good. That's really, really good, isn't it? Pleased with that. So yeah, I bet Williams pleased, because I know that a lot of Williams requests have gone wrong in the past when things have all gone wrong and derailed. Right, so that's a 7 planker, and yeah, that one's a 7 planker as well. So there we go. Oh, that's me. Didn't mean to do that. Right. So 2 7 plankers, and I believe the loco was Percy, which is good. Hopefully Percy will be able to manage those. Although, what have I done with that LNER brake? I wasn't supposed to get rid of that. Percy needs that. Well, at least you've been considerate of Percy's abilities here, because he's not a dreadfully powerful chap. So I will tell him the good news, because I think, was it once that we had Percy hauling an immense amount of coaches and stuff, or was it wagons? I can't remember. But I remember once, yeah, I think it was the Hornby one, wasn't it, in a request. He had a train about 20 times as long as he was, and I think he managed it quite well, although I could be wrong. Right, warship, no, class 47, pushes along. We've got another train to go on these, another engine to go haul these Pullmans. Let's go the same way as Percy to give him some support. And this one's going to be for Sideways 66779, who wanted to see the A5, which has become a very popular loco in these request sessions, hauling the Pullmans. So, where is the A5? That is a good question. Let's go and look for it. Is it down the ladder slightly? Yep. Got a new shelf up just slightly down the loft ladder, which I think a lot of people, well, the people I've shown, are concerned about it. They're saying, oh, you're going to fall down the ladder. Well, I won't. I've had this loft ladder since I was about 4 or 5 years old, something like that. And I could literally climb it with my eyes shut. I've climbed it without holding on, carrying a giant 3D printer box. I carry my TT/N-Gauge now layout up there without holding on. Yeah, it's just one of those things, and it's strange because I'm not silly when it comes to ladders. You know, I can climb up a ladder to put Christmas lights up or something and be shaking because it's not the ladder I'm used to. But yeah, this ladder I've got, it's okay. Right, so we require Henry, I believe. So what have I done with him? Here he is. And we're going to need 7 of the Eve model boxcars. Let's have them all go the same way this time, because I don't normally do that. So let's try that. And this is going to be quite a big ask. I would say it's going to be a big ask, but these Eve model box vans, no, they're not even vans, are they? They're open wagons. They're really, really free rolling. I'll turn you around a bit. You should be able to see them. The only issues likely to be the coupling. I do have some NEM tension locks coupled put onto these, but I'm not sure which are which, so I'll have to keep pulling them out until I find one with a NEM. That one's got one, so that can go up to Henry, and then the rest can couple together now. And then I'm just going to want another one for the back where a toad will go on. Now, how many was I supposed to do here? Was it 13? That could be unlucky, couldn't it? No, 7. Where did 13 come from? I don't know. Right, well, we got 3. That's going to be 4. I don't think they'll all be the same colour. I don't have 13 of the same colour. So 4. This will make 7. So actually I need to make sure the last one's got a compatible coupling on it, don't I? So that's 6. Put that one back. Where are my NEM coupled ones? I swear, yep, there is. I know my Eve model El Cheapo box fans. Tell you what though, there's no hook and loop on the other end. Don't know how that's happened, but that's easily solved. So this is the beauty of NEM couplings, it's all compatible, and it actually is with these Eve model cars. They all work perfectly no matter what coupling you put in them, which is as it should be. Right, a toad, my kingdom for a toad. Let's go and have a look. That one, okay. Toad, you're required. Toad's a very popular chap in these streams, that's for sure. Okay, and then that, I believe, should do us. Once it's all coupled up. Oh, not quite the same coupling on the back of Henry there, but hoping that will be okay. Yeah, seems all right. Now, this is a very modern looking train for Henry, isn't it? I don't suppose he's ever done anything quite as modern as this before. So he's probably feeling nervous. Yeah, he certainly is. He's pooped his tender off the track in fear. Don't know how that happened. Yes. Well, we'll have to see. Maybe that's because I tried to reverse him. Maybe it's going to be a problem. I'm not sure. But we'll get to those in just a second. Right. Oh, dearie me. Right, let's do some shout outs then. And also we'll talk about the Wall of Fame, because we've got some updates on that as well, which is awesome. Alright, how's it going? No spamming chat, says Brian Gallant. Thank you, Brian. I'll have to appoint you as a moderator. Thomas with a railgun. That has been done before, Gage. Yes, absolutely. Hook is in draw. Yeah, thanks, AD. I spotted that, yeah. I don't know what that one's doing in there, though. That was one of the tension locks. And I don't know why there was another tension lock in there. But I don't know. I'll figure it out. They're so easy to swap over. It shouldn't take very long. Dan, the man with the pants. Well, I'm glad you got pants on, Dan. This is a family stream. Could I please have Douglas at the front, Donald at the back, with 4 flatbeds hauling both Hornby and Backman, Bill and Ben, for Scottish Twins supremacy? Absolutely, that sounds fine. Thank you very much, Dan. Much appreciate that. And then Adam Rushton wants to see Earlstoke Manor with the Rapido, Great Western Laureate wagon, and the 5-plank wagon. Also keep up the great work. Thank you so much, Adam. Do I have Earlstoke Manor now? I'm not sure about that. Mine's Torquay Manor. My Dapple one, I think. But yeah, I'm not sure about Earlstoke. Maybe I do. You know, a lot of people know my collection better than I do sometimes. But if I've got it, I will check the records. And if I have got it, then I'll do that. Yeah, no problem. All right. Do you hear about the new 57XX? Yes, I did. A Curascale doing a pannier tank, a duck, which is amazing. And speaking of new announced models, William Babcock sent in a very generous super chat last week asking me a question, and I didn't spot it. This is why I go through the super chats after the stream, just so that I don't miss anything like this. He asks, what do you think of the Helgen and Ellis Clark announcements? So if you missed those, Helgen announced an LNER Garrett, which is very, very expensive, 300 odd pounds, but that's kind of what you'd expect these days, I suppose. And then Ellis Clark announced the War Department 210, I believe it was, which is a large steam locomotive, similar sort of size to a 9F, maybe not quite as large. And that too was, I believe, over £300. I could be wrong about that, but it was much more expensive than you'd expect. And by the sounds of it, that Ellis Clark model, I'm not sure about the Helgen one, I've not seen too much on the specs of that, but it sounds as though the Ellis Clark specs are high, they're high specs. So largely metal construction. I know that the tender is going to be made of brass, which is not something we see very often, but it also begs the question, do we need a brass tender on a loco like this? Do we need it to be £300? What advantage does the tender being made of brass bring to a loco? Like I say, I don't have a single other loco amongst hundreds of tender locos with a brass tender, and they all look fine and they all run fine. So yeah, the quality no doubt is going to be excellent, but my question would be, do we really need that sort of feature? I personally prefer it to have a plastic tender and be more affordable so that more people can enjoy them. Yes. But, you know, I'm not the manufacturer. That's what they've decided to do. More on this when I've read up more on it. Obviously, I've not done my full research yet for the news, but I will do, and we'll talk more about it. XRCon 42, let's have on the outside line the Dapole/Rails Terrier hauling egg vans and Borman at high speed. Oh, you know what's going to happen there, don't you? Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. I'll certainly give that a try. Okay, let's talk Wall of Fame then. So first things first, I did put up last week's Wall of Fame pictures, so you can see them here. So there you go. If you had a picture shown on last week's stream, hopefully you'll be able to see it there. I'm going to try and do this a bit more so that you've got some idea where your pictures actually go when they're on the wall. And if you haven't done it already, what are you waiting for? Take a picture, either on a day out or of your collection or your layout, or draw something or create something digitally. Send it to me at samstrains@outlook.com. My email address is going to be in the description, and I will put it up on the wall. And a few people have done that this week, so let's show you some of these. This one is from Ollie, and Ollie did a great job with this. Look at this. Now this guy's going to be a layout builder in the making, isn't he? This guy's going to be awesome at building model railways one day, and also maybe even relivering locos and such. So great work, Ollie. That's going to take pride of place on the wall. Then Owen's Trains, very creative looking photo here of a rather rusty Great Westernish looking loco. Is that right? That's just a guess. But yeah, love the angle on that. So nice work, Owen. Thank you very much. Then we've got Obsessed with Trains. Now this is the kind of stuff I love because it's kind of original artwork here. So we've got, yeah, all sorts of drawings. Look at this as well. This guy's got some talent. Look at that, it's really quite wonderful. So yeah, maybe I'll need your help with some of my loco designs, Obsessed with Trains. Maybe you could draw some stuff out for me. And this is another amazing photo as well from Cedar H. Look at all those locos and, well, mostly coaches, I guess, but there might be some multiple units in there as well. Yeah, absolutely stunning. So thank you for sharing that one. It's a great photo as well, isn't it? What a great place that must have been to stand. Yeah, things often look better in person, don't they, than in photos. So a good photo must have been an amazing sight. Right, Trevor B has got this. This looks like the progress on his layout. Making great use of what looks like a reasonably tight space there, particularly like this section next to the chair, so you can get the trains coming right close towards you. Yeah, I like that a lot. So thanks, Trevor. And I think I had this photo from Trevor quite a while ago, so it's possible that his layout will have come along quite a way since then. And then we got Georgie here, who won last week's wagon, who sent in this. I think it was him, wasn't it? But yeah, another beautiful photo of a misty looking steam locomotive in the distance. So yeah, that's lovely. Thank you very much, Georgie. And then finally, we've got Aidan, who is age 13, who sent me a picture of his models. Looks like we've got the Victory there, and then some sort of pannier tank in the background there. So awesome stuff, folks. I'll get those up onto the wall this week, and then I will show you where they've gone so that you can get some sense of where they are. Alright, so I'm going to do some more requests, and then we're going to come and do a Q&A. So think of those questions, and when I give the word, unleash them, and I'll answer a few. Go on, Percy, time to shine. Let's see how all this goes. A little bit of a delay there from Percy. Hold it together now, hold it together. I noticed when I was filming a request with Percy, actually, he was struggling. So that was for Hendrik. Sideways 66779 wanted the A5. And then we've got Caleb Chan, who wanted to see the Henry train with the Eve model box fans, which is probably a little bit outside of Henry's comfort zone. So I'll be interested to see how he gets on with that. Sonic models, A5, not appearing to enjoy the extra load of lots of Pullmans. So let's see if there's an issue here. Yeah, it is off the track. Oh dear, what's happened there then? Go on. You never quite know to start with, because it might just be that I put it on wrong. Obviously I wouldn't ever put something on wrong on purpose, but yeah, you can't tell after something's happened, so you just have to let it go around again and pay extra close attention to it. Alright, where's Perce? Yeah, I think he's improved himself a little bit, hasn't it? Oh yes, oh of course, Adam, yeah, my Acura scale manor is Earl Stoke, of course it is. That's the most recent one I looked at as well, how silly. Well thank you, yeah, you're right. I would have kicked myself when I figured that out later on, so thank you. Train Boy says, did you notice that Bachman are doing OK Thomas and Friends Rebecca? Have you seen it? Yes, I don't think I've mentioned it in a news video, have I? But yeah, they are doing Rebecca. I don't know how popular that is of a choice. People don't seem to be, well, I can't speak for everybody, but some people don't seem to be much of a fan of Rebecca, do they? But I am interested to see a Bullied Pacific produced in a sort of toy grade manner. That will be interesting. So I'll probably still get it, to be fair. I think when I last looked at it, a price hadn't been announced. So whether that's changed or not, I'm not sure, but I dread to know what it's going to cost. Trains and Stuff, hello from Florida. Hope things are lovely in Florida for you. I love Florida. What a nice place. That is a lot of Pullman, says Jane W. Yes, it is a lot. And we're going to see now whether we get around the track for one lap uninterrupted. There might be an issue, or maybe I just put it on wrong. We'll see, I guess. I was expecting the loco to have arrived by now. Oh. Yeah. Doesn't seem dreadfully happy, does it, that? Oh dear. Has it come off then? That's strange though, because... No. Oh yeah, it has. It has come off. Well, that's very odd. I don't know why that would be, because those are broad curves. They're like fourth radius just there, I think. Oh dear, I didn't get the front bogey back on right. Is the track okay? Yeah, the track's alright. Right, the front bogey is off on that A5. It just sort of got out of my reach before I was able to put it on properly, so let's rescue it further down the line. Come on now, this is supposed to be a Pullman train, you're embarrassing me. Everybody's lunch has spilt off their plates. Okay, there we go. It might be that I've never tested that loco on the inside line. It does seem to be struggling. Maybe it's just got too much behind it, I'm not sure. But let's quit while we're ahead. At least Henry was okay with his modern load. Not bad at all, Henry. Nice work. Let's whip this off. Yep, and we'll wait for the rest of it to arrive. Looks like, well, the A5 was fine on the rest of the track, wasn't it? So hopefully that'll come home safely. I shouldn't say these things. I always jinx it, don't I? But I can see it. It's on its way. That's not so bad. Percy's made it. Well done, Percy. Not too much of a challenge, I hope. There you go. Sorry about that. A bit of a rough stop there. And yeah, I think we can whip Percy's train off. And we'll do some questions for the Q&A. So if you want to send them in now, I've got a few seconds delay before they get to me, so I should be back in my seat by the time I get them. So if you've got any questions, pop them in the chat. They can be interesting as you like, and I'll see what we can come up with. Alright, there we go. There's the A5. Nice work, folks. Where am I going to put this? Put that out of the way. And yeah, I guess I'll whip some of these Pullmans off as well while the questions come through, and then I'll have a look, see what people have come up with. Don't have to be too careful with these because they're just the cheapy railroad ones, so there's no little bits that can break off them. Okay. Right, let's see what people have got to ask. If anything. I did this during the last series, and it was a lot of fun, so let's see what people have got to say. Oh, will you ever try the old but fabulous Hornby 00 Live Steam system? Says Sir Frederick Banbury. Probably not, because I've heard that they haven't lasted that well over time. So while they worked great back in the day, apparently a lot of the seals and such have gone bad these days, and they're quite a nightmare to use. So maybe not, but if Hornby bring them back, then yes, probably I would do. What is my favourite chocolate, says Simeon Jackson? That would have to be Lindt. I love those little Lindt truffles, all the teddy bears. Ooh, they're nice. Thomas Tankman 1, my favourite Thomas character has to be Gordon or Emily. I always liked both of those. Probably Gordon though, because he's quite bossy and funny, isn't he? If you could create any model railway accessory in N-Gauge, what would you make, says Kelly Ashford Trains? I'd really like to see one of those working water tanks that Dapol did. Have they done one of those in N-Gauge? That would be awesome to see. Tagart00, when you first started your channel, your face was hidden from the camera. What made you change your mind and show yourself on camera? Well, to start with, I was doing a bit of scenery work, and I thought it's going to be really hard to film this without my face being in the camera. So I just decided I'm going to introduce myself, and then if people see my face, then it will be a face reveal, and that's fine. But then I just thought, I can actually present videos a little bit better if I go on camera. It's more sort of like a conversation, isn't it, if you can see me? So it stuck, and I've tried to get better at doing that ever since. Let's see. How old were you when you started model railways, says Ina Bola. That's a good question. It was about 2011 to 2012. So I was, how old would I have been? I would have been about 14, something like that. I think maybe 15. So yeah, I was quite a late starter. It was something I always fancied, but it was only then that I eventually gave it a try. Gosh, this is going quickly. A2020 Vision, when will we start seeing 3D printed N or TT gauge stuff? That's a good question. With the resin printer, I think that could be very, very possible. So we'll see that. Hopefully that will work. J&W Studios says, for today's challenge, could you have 1361 defuse the gunpowder wagon while the Tango smashes into the back of it? Oh my gosh. Yes, okay, I'll give that a try. Thank you, J&W. We'll see about that. The Jacobite, interesting. I'm interested, I guess, in building some more 00 gauge models. Have you ever done this? And if so, which brand would you recommend buying, I guess? Well, the hot brands at the moment are Accurascale, Dapol, Rapido are very good, and I think when Hornby release something new, they're very good as well. But check out the reviews if you like. There's loads and loads of different manufacturers. My question is, will you do more York running sessions? Yes. So a long time ago I did a video with all of the engines, or some of the engines that I had that were at the NRM, the museum, and yeah, maybe I should do that again. That would be good. Right, let's have one more because I need to move on and do some more requests before I go. What is my favourite food, says Bella Ricard? It would be a roast turkey dinner. I just love that stuff. Let's do one more. Let's be nice, because that one was a little bit... Chloe says, are you excited for Wall-E? Is this my Chloe? I can't tell. She was a bit annoyed that I didn't mention her last week. Apparently she was in the chat and I didn't see her. So hello to my Chloe, and if that is you, then of course, yes, I'm excited for Wall-E. We had such a lovely time last year, so I can't wait to do it again. Right, I've still got some requests left over from last episode, so here they come now. Up next, we have a request from Trainboy. It's a Thomas and Friends themed request. So Trainboy wanted to see Daisy with Annie and Clarabelle, an open wagon, a milk tanker, and a brake. So there you go. You wouldn't catch a Daisy doing this in real life, but here in model form, and I guess in Thomas too, she can haul goods and stuff. So that's pretty awesome. Then we have another one from the Nameless Brit who wanted to see the Bachmann 4F this time haul a load of brake vans, towed brake vans actually. So there you've got the Bachmann 4F with the toads, looking pretty good. Again, I don't think this 4F has ever hauled a train of toads before. That's very cool. And then J&W Studios wanted to see, well, 4 engines in the train, but I've had to do it with just 3 to protect my controllers. I don't want to overload them. But they wanted to see the Terrier, the 15XX and the Peckett, so I've gone with black ones so that they all match, with some Warwells and a B4 on the back. So I've done it exactly, I've just missed off the B4 just so I don't blow up my controller. So there you go, that is for J&W, Trainboy and also the Nameless Brit. Thank you so much for your support. Up next we have another request from Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5. Thank you so much, that's so many requests. I really do appreciate your support there. This time you wanted to see Bachmann Percy with 3 vans, a tanker, a 5-plank wagon and finally a brake van. So another awesome Thomas request. Had quite a few of those this week actually. Always nice to see the gang out on the track. So thank you Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5. Then we have Enar Bola. I apologise if that's a mispronunciation. And you have given Thomas a very important job. So all he's got is a gunpowder van and a brake van. But as you can see, he's being extremely careful because the stakes are extremely high. So Be careful there, Thomas, don't cause any explosions. I don't want to have to scream again like last week. But thank you, Einar Bowler. And then another Hendrick Motorsports fan request. Blimey, thank you again. You wanted to see the W1 with the LMS 10,000 double heading with some ocean wagons and then 2 brake vans. So I guess the ocean wagons are so troublesome that they need 2 brake vans to keep them in check. But that's fine, we got those going. I like the way you've matched the sort of 2 locos at the front, very unusual looking locos. So that's great. Thank you again to Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5 and also Einar Bowler, very nice. Couple of requests still to come for you. So up next we have a request from Shine Ortiz, who wanted very simply to see the Bachmann Henry haul a Christmas themed train. So that's exactly what he's doing. He's got himself, obviously, who's quite festive looking, a Coca-Cola wagon, a Christmas tree wagon, whole load of presents and a red-toed brake van to match the Christmas theme as well. So there you go, Shine Ortiz, hope you like that. And that concludes, well, as far as I know, the Thomas and Friends requests that we have for today. So most of the Steam team have been out today, which is great. Alright, one more request, and it's a bit of an odd one, so let's get to it. Okay, so this request comes from the local train spotter, and it's quite a sequence of events. So basically they wanted me to recreate the Flying Scotsman's crash, and that happened quite recently. I don't know the details, but basically Scotsman bumped into some coaches a bit too hard and sort of damaged them and hurt a few people, not seriously, so we're not taking anything too serious lightly here. Then a bit of track needs to fall from the sky whilst the weirdest engine rolls by with a wagon on a war well. Hopefully I can do this justice. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. There we go. Hopefully that's about right. Yeah, very strange one, and it won the most creative request of last week. So there you have it. I hope that was most thrilling for you. I'm sure it was. Okay, back to the live stream. Thank you again for those wonderful requests, and I do love those weird and wonderful ones. So we're going to finish off today's stream with 3 more live trains. We have Hendrick again, who wanted to see the Hush Hush, or the W1, with Annie and Clarabelle, which I like a lot. Then we have R-Spike 462, who wanted to see the GT3, the Genesis coaches, some ocean wagons and my Toad. I couldn't run all of the ocean wagons because I only had a second to set those up. And the GT3 is not really that powerful, so I wouldn't dare do it. And then another one from Hendrick, thank you so much. You want, oh no, not Hendrick, it's a 2020 Vision, who wanted to see the USATC tank with one of my turkey wagons, some other food wagons, and a towed brake van, which I've set up at the back. So thank you so much to everybody. I'm now going to go through and thank some of the other people who have super chatted. Again, if I missed your message or if I haven't done your request yet, don't worry, I will at the end of the stream go through them all and read everything and write down the requests that I haven't done so that I can do them next week. But I want to thank massively these following people because you really do help to support the channel and keep it alive. So thank you very, very much. William Town, Sideways 66779, Mega Train Lover, Terence Priestley, Nebula Nova, Robert Sparks, sorry, there was a bit of a stutter there, wasn't it? XRCon 42, Hendrick Motorsports Fan 5, who is very generous, thank you so much. Caleb Chan, Beaglington on Sea, I saw that one, Beaglington, thank you very much. Red Hen Railways, I appreciate that very much. Brooklyn Graham, thank you. I'm excited to be doing Engage as well. Very, very excited. Sean Thompson asks, will you do the Bachmann Thomas Engage N-scale range? I certainly will. Yes, that's something that I'd really, really love to do. Very much so. And R-Spike 462, Train Boy, TT track is indeed bigger than N-scale track. Yes. A 2020 Vision, thank you to you. William Town again, XRCon 42, I really like that one actually. Yeah, it's been a long time since we did a lovely Great Western request. So maybe that will be my winner. I did say the best request of the night. I have to say, you know, I got to be the judge. I got to step up to the plate and make a choice. That one has really excited me. Sometimes it's hard to explain why a certain train excites you, but I'm just looking forward to that one. ECD Railroad, thank you so much for that request. I will be able to do that. Kelly would like to see me fall down the ladder. Kelly, you're not supposed to wish harm on me now. Hopefully that was a joke. Blimey, I don't know if I'm going to take offence to that. No, not really, Kelly. Aino Bola, thank you very much to you. Dan the Man with the Pants, love that username. Adam Rushton again, XRCon42, Trainboy, David Molin, Jane W again, and Caleb. Well, I think I'm going to give my Oxford wagon to that LMS request. I think so. So, was it, who was it? I don't want to say was it, because then I've read out someone and it might not be them, which would be a shame. Yeah, it was XRCon42. So, XRCon42, I'm going to let you have this thing. It's brand new in box, as you can see. So drop me an email with your delivery address if you'd like to accept it, and I'll get that posted off to you. So thank you very much to you for your support. And while the trains run, I'll just let you know what else is going to be cracking off on the channel over the next week. So tomorrow you're going to see the biggest loco I have ever reviewed, which is pretty exciting. Guesses in the chat right now, if you can imagine what that might be. And then obviously Chloe and I will be at the Worley exhibition all weekend, so we're going to be there both Saturday and Sunday. So if you see us, come and say hi. I would love to meet you. It was so lovely to chat to so many people last year. So yeah, don't be shy. It's just such a lovely social experience, one that we don't get that often in this hobby. Exhibitions are really the only way that you can meet a lot of different people who are like-minded. So that's why I love it. So there's that, and then on Monday I got one of the worst models I've ever reviewed in my life. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. You won't believe it, but it's coming. And then next week's stream is actually going to be on Wednesday, and that's to give me more time to work on my Worley video, which I'll be filming over this weekend, and I'm going to release that on Friday where the stream would normally be. So my Wednesday and my Friday agendas have been switched around. So next week's stream is going to be on Wednesday. Remember that. I don't think I've ever done a Wednesday evening stream, but I'm gonna. So Wednesday evening at 5 PM, I'll see you there. For now though, thank you so much for all of your support. Thank you for the super chats. You really help to keep this channel alive, and for that I am so grateful. So thank you for that. I'll see you tomorrow if you're going to Worley, and I will see you on Wednesday when I'll be live again for another live stream. Alright, cheers folks, you take care. Hey folks, thank you all very much for tuning in for another episode of Sam's Trains Live. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back with another episode very soon, but in the meantime, please enjoy the videos that I'll be posting on my channel till then, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks again for your support folks, and take care of yourselves.